I just want to say before I actually get into the video and stuff, I will leave timestamps in the description. So if you don't want to hear me ramble about her abilities and how move rework, because I get quite, I feel quite passionate about that. There'll be timestamps in the description where you can go and see the different sections of the video. But yes, enjoy. Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I will be talking about Ember. Whether you should get her or not. And before I get into it, I'm just going to be saying some very negative things about her and her rework. When her abilities got reworked, purely because I didn't like the rework. But just before I get into the video, overall I would say she's a great frame to use. She's decent at crowd control, not as good as she used to be, but she's still really good. And I feel like if you're new to the game or want to try something different, she's a good thing to use because of her ability set. It's very attack orientated, not much external abilities, sort of like Yariel, the most recent frame I believe, where she can summon a hoverboard basically with one of her abilities. Ember's basically just crowd control through and through. But I would say there's other options that are slightly better out there. So let me get into the negativity now. I love Ember. I also hate Ember's moves. Ember is the first non-starter frame, so not Mag, Volt, Excalibur, frame that I got. I skipped out on getting Rhino and all the others just so I could get Ember. And in the end I didn't want to grind her out, so I just bought her. And I loved her moveset and her skill set because it was great for crowd control, and defense missions were one of my favourite ones to play. She still has an amazing moveset, and I think the rework did help a bit, but in my personal opinion I preferred her the way before. Now let me cover her abilities. Fireball. Fireball is, as it sounds, a fireball which you can charge, so it does more damage. I believe it can also do area damage, and it explodes on contact. I believe it has a 100% chance to ignite them if you hit them straight on, but only 50% chance of a area effect. And then next one is Immolation. It basically gives her fire armor, which can reduce damage incoming by 85%. That's at max with everything done to it, just saying. It drains over time, and if you recast the move, it turns it off. Fire Blast is a AoE attack which takes off armor, deals 200 damage at max, and will knock over enemies, so that's great in a crowd control situation. And Inferno forces comets to crash down from the sky on the enemies, causing immense damage. I think something in total of like 4,000 I've seen at one point. That's without crit cards specified for increasing her abilities, and it costs you 10 energy per target. Now the way her abilities function are pretty good. I enjoy especially Fire Blast and Inferno, but if I had the choice I would replace Inferno with the old World on Fire move, because I vastly prefer World on Fire over Inferno. Let me get into the whole World on Fire thing quick. So, if you didn't know, Ember had a rework a while ago now. One of the contributing factors why I quit making content on Warframe and quit Warframe together, because I was literally getting bored of the game. I stopped playing it for a few months just so I could find some other interests, and then they reworked her while I was gone, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing anymore. I'm not saying she's a bad frame by any means, no, she's great at crowd control still. I would just say I prefer her old abilities, and I feel like they did her dirty there, because I feel like her crowd control abilities have been, reduced. Because obviously she's still got some great AoE and crowd control moves like Fire Blast and Inferno, but I kind of miss being able to put on Accelerate and Wild on Fire and just shredding through everything around me. Now, the way Inferno and Wild on Fire are fairly similar. Obviously, the attack type's different. Inferno is a multi-single target move. By that I mean you can hit multiple targets by using the move once, but it will use a single target attack on them using 10 energy per target that gets killed by it. Whereas Ring on Fire was a big circle around Ember where the enemies would start taking like big fire damage and would eventually die, and both Inferno and World on Fire up to like level 25, like 20 to 25 enemies would get insta-killed, but beyond that point it starts to sort of equal out. I believe Inferno is actually slightly better at taking out stronger enemies, like higher level ones, but I prefer the overall consistent damage of World on Fire. I'm sorry, I'm producing a lot of phlegm because I'm ill. She has some great like augments and shit, and customization options are actually really good, but I'm really not a big fan of the move rework. But I would say overall, if this was a frame that you are interested in getting, get it. It's a great early game frame. It's a great crowd control frame. It can be slightly more effective at later levels if you obviously put the right cards on it and stuff and mod it up correctly. But I personally will probably not go back to using her, and I would probably stick with Excalibur Umbra for the time being until I get a new frame. She does have a prime, but the prime is vaulted, I believe, so you can no longer get it. Because I know she was made available as part of the Ice and Fire Prime Vault, but I don't know if she's vaulted again or not. I'm unsure. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say of her. Great early game frame, great crowd control abilities. I just have a personal bad taste in my mouth from her rework. But yeah, if you want me to discuss any other frames, such as Excalibur, Limbo, Excalibur Umbra, Revenant, anything like that, I will gladly unlock them and play them. But yeah, personal opinion, get Ember, she's fun, she's great crowd control, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.